Hello and welcome to an amazing podcast. This is D the Maelstrom.
In my defense, it's been like 3 weeks, so it makes sense that I would forget to come up with a nickname this time. Matt?
And
You
this
had 3
is
weeks.
Three Sporks Matt.
Damn it, that's actually really nice. Matt the Three
Wait, what did you
Sporks.
say? I didn't hear it.
I Three Sporks Matt. Not a million sporks, but 3.
He is Three the Sporks.
Because anything above that would be overkill and really stupid.
I see where you're going.
Favorite character of the show.
Alright, Modi, it's on you. You had 3 weeks and you're going last. Come on, you can do it.
Oh.
Comes down to this.
I thought we were just gonna, slyly skip back.
No,
skip past
no,
this.
we're not going past this. This is on. You have to think of something.
Modi the Maelstrom.
Damn it, you stole
That's
mine.
so cool. Whoa. That's
wait,
actually
you said
really
that?
cool.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God.
I guess I didn't come up with it.
I should have done the bit too where I said Matt the Maelstrom. Oh.
Okay, this is Modi the bomb cyclone.
Modi
feel like
the
that doesn't describe me,
Sharknado.
but I'll take it.
Sorry.
That's better. Yeah, Sharknado. That's me.
Okay. I'm glad
And-
we've. Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say, and if you guys haven't been keeping up with us lately, we are reviewing Trigun Stampede episodes 10,
8 through
9,
10.
8. So,
Yes.
a lot of stuff, a lot of brain cells I have burnt between coffee and watching this. So, what did y'all think?
Huh.
I thought
Fuck Brad.
it was good, and I really wish this stuff should was earlier. Like, this stuff should have been way closer to the beginning, because like I'm actually interested in the plot now.
Yeah.
Finally. Yeah, that's just my like initial thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
We just learned of like Knives' actual motivations, like episode 9.
Don't you mean episode Knives?
No.
Fair
Not
enough.
Bad B. Bad.
Continue.
Yeah, were you gonna say something else, Matt?
About what specifically? I have like notes and stuff, but
Oh, I don't know if you were just like if you were still in the middle of talking. I have
No.
stuff to say.
no,
Okay.
okay.
But yeah, so I just like all this stuff about Knives' motivation, and even more importantly about what Vash is trying to do, which is they're trying to like recultivate the planet, or not recultivate, but like cultivate the planet with plants and stuff. Even if they hadn't given us any of the backstory in the beginning, I feel like if maybe they had just given us that, right, the fact that Vash has a goal other than catching his brother, who we don't know why he's acting crazy. If we knew, okay, Vash and these people, the humans, they have a goal of like recultivating the planet with like the plants, that would have probably like added a good enough amount of stakes to keep like to make a lot of that stuff more interesting earlier on.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, I was gonna say. So for me, I think the 3 episodes are a mixed bag. I think they got better as they went along. So I think episode 8 was my least favorite. Episode 9, because it had a really nice transition from Knives being an overly pretentious villain to actually seeing the emotional impact all the stuff had on him was very interesting. And I think this current episode, where we get a lot of really nice world building, we get a lot more like explanation on what's going on and a lot more motive, was really interesting for me.
To sort of go
Matt?
off what Modi said, if we had started at this point, because even with all this information, a lot of it's still vague and unclear. Like, if we start out at this point, like, that would have still been given us, like, enough mystery to later go on. But I didn't even understand, like, they introduced a bunch of stuff with this world. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what that was for. And that's what that was, like, meant to signify. Like, I didn't even realize Earth was, like, destroyed in this world. I thought, like, it was a Star Wars situation where this was just like one of many planets that like, and it just happened to be like a desert one. I didn't realize it was like humans were going between like planets and like draining them of their resources. Like maybe they said that in a line, but I don't think it was like conveyed clear enough.
Yeah.
But even then, there's still like a lot of stuff that I feel like the show, as far as world building goes, like still doesn't establish very well. For my own sake, can any of you tell me what the fuck like a plant actually is?
It's a thing that creates resources that they can use to survive off of. Which, okay, this is a sci-fi thing that always drives me crazy, where people tell you Object A is creating Object B, but they never show it. Like, one of the biggest issues I have with something like the Alien franchise is where, like, you see, like, these alien caves where all this weird biomechanical stuff, but you never see, like, whatever the source of it is. You're just told that these things are making it, but it's just, like, you never see how. I have the same issue with the plants where it's just, like, we're told these things can create resources, but we're never shown that. And we're never really told the origin of the plants either. Like, were they made by humans? Were they created? Were they just, like, enslaved? Or, like, we never know where they came from.
Also, like, we don't really know how they feel about being contained, and like we also hear a lot about like the humans being subjecting the plants a lot, but we don't like get to see any of that, which I think is a big problem with the show. Is like we need to better establish the whole dynamic between the plants and the humans thing before we can like start to understand Knives and Vash a lot more, because right now there's like this it's like in X-Men, if they, I feel like that works like very well to like establish like humans versus mutants, because they spend like a lot of time like seeing how humans treat them, but I don't think we really get that much world building in this show.
The problem with it is, the double problem with that is we don't know any of the plants. None of them are characters. We can't name a single plant, and we don't have any connection to it. All they do is just sit around their tanks just pumping out their magic juices. We don't know, like you said, how they feel about it, what they think about it. They're all just like chilling out.
Which is kind of like one thing that kind of bothered me too is the way that Vash is making it sound, which I guess is what we're going to assume is the way it is that it's actually good for the plants to be used like matrix batteries. Which that feels weird to me. I don't know. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, I think Knives, I think there's like a problem here where they're using like a living being as like a battery to keep them, which like kind of makes sense for like the humans to be like, oh, we're going to die as a species if we don't exploit this thing. Not that it's good, but it's like an explanation for why these people would do evil things. But it's still like running this weird problem where it's like, well, you have this like entire group of like creatures that are just like okay with being like imprisoned constantly, but we don't ever get their like thoughts on it, and the only like advocate we get for them is like a guy who wants to just like kill everybody, like a psychopath that just wants to murder everyone, and it's like, okay.
A guy named Million Knives.
Yeah, a guy named Million Knives who's like blowing up entire like cities and stuff like that, so it's like of course we have to root against him, like even if he has like a point.
Because the other thing is, we don't know where the plants even came from. Were they just grown in labs by humans? Were they, like, are Knives and Vash just, like, the next generation of these things? Were they just
human
alien?
Experience? Weren't Vash and Knives, like, human experiments to, like, combine them or something?
It's not clear, because that's the other thing. They established that, like, plants can't live on their own. So it's kind of like, what is Knives' end goal? Does he just want all of them just to be sitting in one location just chilling out, or like is he actually trying to like free them? Because like Vash mentioned that the plants can't live on their own, so it's like, what's the end goal?
So I'm guessing a lot of these questions you guys have, I actually have faith that they'll be answered within the next 2 episodes, so I feel like a lot of this will be answered, but maybe the answer to why he or like what he's planning to do if they need humans is that explains maybe why he's having that mad scientist guy run experiments on people, because I was wondering I thought he wanted to kill all humans, so I don't know why he's having the guy experiment on them to make them stronger. But maybe that's why. Maybe he just wants some humans around to take care of the plants or something.
I think it's like a means.
That seems
to
like a
an
weak
sort of
theory,
thing.
but I don't know.
Yeah, where he wants to make these mutant things to do his bidding.
Yeah.
And it kind of works for him too because humans are suffering, I guess.
Yeah. Although another thing is we never get to see why like Knives has such a hate boner for humanity, because like they're twins. They've been around the same people, the same experiences, and Vash is just super cool with people. Like if it was just like they crashed and there's this whole gap, like it was just an accident, they crashed, it wasn't either of their fault, and then Knives went on the whole like humans are evil, I've been abused, yada yada, and like Vash has been like humans are nice, they took care of me, and you had them like go through those separate journeys, witnessing different sides of humanity. It would really work. I think it would work well. But as it is right now, it's kind of weird how they have such radically different views.
That's such a good point. Okay, because like they can solve this by deleting a scene. Delete the scene where Knives is like standing on that pillar and the ship's burning, and he's like, "This is all yourself too, right, Vash?" And like he's like this evil like kid, right? Delete that scene, right? Have the ship crash. I don't know why, like, I don't know what they did to, like, crash or whatever, but whatever. And then have it so that they get separated to where Knives gets raised by, like, these scientists who purely care about, like means to an end sort of thing. And have, like, Vash be raised by, like, botany lady who's, like, super nice and stuff like that. So then these two are raised with two vastly different environments and like come out with being completely different, and then that way there's like more of a tragedy to it. Just like do the whole Arcane thing. Just watch Arcane. Stop watching this show. Watch Arcane. It's better.
Actually, okay, you know what? The writers need to watch Arcane.
Yeah.
But I like there's still a lot of stuff I like about this show. Like I think yeah, like the world, like I will definitely say going into this, if I had to make a prediction, I think my biggest critique of this will be it's a C+ script with an A+ world and visual style. Because, like, just all the animation... Like, I love this world. I really wish we got to see... I would love to play, like, an RPG of this and just explore the different towns. I kind of wish it was a little bit more populated and we saw a little bit less of just the pure desert. Because the whole, like... What was it, like, the third city was really interesting and really fun looking. Yeah. And I love how, like, they ran back into the cop and he was just like, I'm gonna, like, I was so disappointed that he just didn't rip out the rocket launcher again. Like, he has an even bigger rocket launcher, like, it's a little mini nuke. Instead of just, like, Vash, like, taking it down himself, it's like him and, like, Wolfwood, like, firing on it.
I like how Vash sneezes. That, like, gives them away. Even though they already saw him, it just added a little thing where he sneezes, and then Wormwood's like, "You fucking idiot!" Come on.
I love how like there's a scene where they're about to run away, and like the dude, like the cop's having his evil monologue, and then Wolfwood's just like, "Shut the hell up!" And the dude's like, "Oh, okay, fine, I won't talk anymore. All right."
He's like shocked, and then they use that to get away.
What did you think about like the design of July City?
Loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I get the feeling that like maybe it's inspired by Hong Kong or something like that.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I love really how cool. I like the whole subtleties of it being made from a spaceship, and I love it. I love it when like these series like take in consideration like what the people have available to them, and we see them like building stuff up from that. I love like all the scenes like, oh yeah, this used to be a spaceship. We retrofitted it to be like a sand boat and stuff.
But the thing I'm like, ever since finding out about the plants and stuff, the biggest question in my mind is like, how? So what do they eat? Like, I just don't get it because Meryl was like surprised to see the plants in that greenhouse. So that means that they don't have plants. So if they don't have plants, what do they eat?
Well, also, they don't have animals because remember they brought up the point that like there used to be other like animals on the Earth, like as if humans and I guess bug things are like in weird chicken thing. Well, actually, that's true. They have animals.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they brought that up as a point. Yeah, but like they were talking about how like oh, Earth used to be this great place where there was other animals besides humans, but then they all died because humans took up all the resources.
Yeah.
And they're gonna do the same in here.
So I'm assuming that their main diet has to be the bird things they ride and the worms that were flying around, which makes Zabi's like question of who's better for the planet kind of sus and kind of dumb when this is a species that's literally eating her children. So a few points off of that, and I want to say they might be like cacti or something. But they're probably using the birds and the worms for protein, and are probably using the plants to actually generate like foliage and water to keep them sustained for like for other like vitamins like that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna get into that because I know I feel like they're gonna reveal stuff, but I don't know if they're gonna get that technical about the plants. I would want them to though.
Oh yeah.
It would help. It would definitely help. I mean, it also helped to see like how the plants are feeling about all of this, like at all. Like I don't know. It's kind of weird that they're just kind of like chill.
With like, that seems to me like the kind of thing that's like gonna be like saved for like the grand final thing. But maybe I'm wrong about that.
Like, but Vash is like pretty sure though that like Vash is pretty sure that they're it's a good thing. Like. Which is odd, which kind of implies that it is a good thing, because that's what the protagonist is saying. I think one thing that might be interesting is, like, what if this world was, like, a green, luscious world before? And, like, the plants were, like, the original people that lived there? Sort of like an Avatar situation, but if the humans won. And so we're, like, seeing, like, truly that humans do this no matter what planet they go to.
Right.
Because they already destroyed Earth, and they're already in the process of destroying this world. They need to be stopped and eradicated because they're just like a parasite at each planet they go to. Which I don't know if that is like actually the story, but like I don't know.
To be fair, there is very little left to destroy on this world.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I would have to say like humans would be a benefit because they would terraform it a bit to add, I guess, a little bit of extra stuff. But for the worms, like, everything was kind of chill on their end, so...
No, but that's what I'm saying. Maybe, like, what if the story was the humans terraformed this world before? They like, sapped it so much of its, like, resources after, like, Earth died that, like, they just turned it into, like, an Earth 2, essentially.
Right,
so then, like, it would give more reason to the characters to be, like, our people were here, we accepted the humans in, and they, like, destroyed everything, fuck them, we need to like kill them off before they like keep doing this shit. Right. I don't know.
The other thing that like the question that brings up for me too is also like the worm. Like, why would the worms even have the question of who should we side with? Like, you pretty much run the planet. It looks like seems like you could do whatever you want. Why would you side with anyone? Like, both the plants and the humans don't belong there. So why would you even ask the question?
Honestly, you think they would actually take a more proactive role where it's like, okay, you plants are making X stuff, you humans are taking care of Y stuff, stay out of our business, keep pumping out resources, and don't give us any trouble.
Yeah, like, I feel like that's the problem with making the worms intelligent. I feel like that's weird. I'm sorry, I'm going to compare this to Dune, and I keep doing that. But, like, in Dune, the worms are a big deal because they're, like, natural disasters, pretty much, right? But if you're gonna have the worms be intelligent, then you can't have them have the IQ of like a 5th grader. if you're gonna if like I said, like it shouldn't really be a choice. They should just be able to just get rid of everyone. Like it shouldn't. Yeah, shouldn't.
Well, that's the thing too. If the plants like if we're going back to like my scenario, and if the plants are like the original inhabitants of this planet that were like fucked over or whatever, then it would make sense for the worms, who are also original inhabitants of this planet, to sort of side with the plants to get rid of the humans and free them, to like return things to the way that they were.
I don't think that's the case, though. I don't think the plants were on the ship with them. Yeah. Oh, okay.
But I'm just saying that I think that would make it more. That would have it make more sense, unless they have something planned right now that makes more sense. But you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, to go back to what you guys were talking about earlier with Vash and Knives, I have a theory that maybe because you were talking about like what's his reason, like why does he hate Vash so much, and I think maybe it could be I don't know. At the beginning of episode 9, there's that scene where they're like playing. Well, at least Knives was playing the piano, and then Vash comes in and like he sits next to him and he starts playing, and then what's his name? Knives looks annoyed. I think Vash was like playing better, so I'm starting to think that like maybe Knives is jealous of Vash because maybe like I feel like this might be something that gets revealed like in a couple episodes, like maybe Vash was like the better specimen or whatever. He was just like better, and Knives was jealous or something.
I would have loved it if that's the whole like they go the whole like Dragon Ball Z route where it was just that one small infraction that set all of this off. Like Knives was just like chilling out, playing his piano, like sifting through all his aggressions. Like, you know what? Maybe I won't blow up all of humanity. I think we'll be fine. And then Bash just comes in, steals the piano, and he's just like, peace was never an option.
No, but to kind of support your, and I don't know if this is like more so like a critique of the episode or like, but the you know the scene where we cut to like, oh, Knives is like normal right now, and like all of he runs in and all of the plants die.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because they have like one last orgasm before like spurring out.
That's good.
Like there's like a parallel to where like Vash went into like his world and he like, or his group, and he like healed all of them, and he like was able to like save all the plants in like his area. But like,
yeah.
I'm a bit confused with Vash. Like, he seemed to be is almost like shocked that this was happening. If he was there the whole time and he was like running things, how did he let it happen?
Well, he wasn't there.
He wasn't there? Wait, wasn't he like sleeping there and like living there? Or like
no, he was sleeping at like the place, like the crashed spaceship place with like
right.
Luida and that guy, right?
Yeah.
But then they found out that he was like, you know, pretty much with Knives, right? So he got scared and he ran away looking for Knives. So it seemed it was
But
okay,
wasn't that where Knives was at? Like I'm saying, like the place where all the space fairies are dying, right? The plants.
No, okay, so they were in two separate facilities. So Knives.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. If Knives was in that facility, right? Mm-hmm. And Vash was in the facility with the nice people, minus Brad. Like, so that means they were in two different facilities the whole time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if Knives has been at that facility the whole time, how do you let things go so shit that the plants are dying? Like, and he was surprised that happened.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
He was playing piano the whole time. He didn't hear the screams because he was too busy jamming.
He's like, shit, I forgot to like feed my space hamsters. Oh no!
I forgot to feed my species. Dear God,
you stupid humans. It's like, but weren't you in charge of things there? Like, I don't know.
I thought that too. I was like, but you're in charge, so how did you just let this happen?
Yeah, that's like I was thinking. The whole thing is like, well, that just means you're shit, dude. Like
this.
You could have stopped it.
You know what this does? This just like a beautiful full circle moment to the first episode when we said that like he wants to be that guy, but he like really isn't. This is just proof. Yeah. This is proof. Like. This is simple management skills right here.
If that was intentional, though, I'd appreciate. I don't know if it's intentional or not. Like, because if the intention was to show that like, he's always going to be like less than his brother, and then he's like shit at like what he does, so he has to like compensate by just like murdering everybody. When like, but like, I would appreciate that more. But I don't know if that's what they were going for. Like, it genuinely felt like, oh, these humans are so bad, they're mistreating them. It's like, but that was his facility, right?
Listen, I'm bad at my job, but I'm good at murder. They
just like murders all the people there, and they're like, "I'm sorry, man, we tried."
Because I'll justify it as saying like they have different powers. Like Vash was able to detect that stuff going on, but I feel like there's a lot more steps to like perfect health and like, oh my god, I'm on death's door.
Oh my god, the because they were like wrinkly looking ass, like they looked like they were dying for a while there. Like it wasn't just like, oops, my hamster is like malnourished all of a sudden, right?
Listen, man. You go in, you start a good piano solo, like it's
you
hard
just
to
play
pull
it for
yourself off of.
like 100 years.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, everyone in this is stupid. Like, the humans, too. Like,
Yeah.
the humans are dumb. Like, why would you... Their reasoning was just, we have to do this because we have to, like, get up and running faster, so we'll destroy all our plants so that we can be up and running. I don't really get it. Like, what's going to happen when your power runs out? I don't understand.
That's an over there problem. We're over here. And
like
now, here needs to get going faster, okay? When we're over there, we'll figure that out later.
I think they should have established better in Vash's colony about how hard it was to maintain these plants without killing them. Because then, like, you would really establish a situation where it's like, yeah, the humans, if they don't have these things, they die, right? So what they're doing is awful, but it's like a sort of life or death situation. Whereas, like, right now, it just kind of looks like gross incompetence and just stupid, like, short-term thinking. Like, to be fair, that's what it looks like right now. Like,
to be fair, a 10-year-old boy just nuked their entire colonies with a few codes, so you might not be far off.
But also, I don't like the whole him nuking. Again, maybe this serves a better, like, story purpose. But let's say we get rid of the whole him nuking the entire ship, right? Mm-hmm. And then we just have, like, maybe an accident happens, or there's, like, 2 separate colonies that these kids get raised on or something. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like that would be better, because, like, there's this weird in-between, where it doesn't even make sense for Knives to be super evil at the start anyways. I don't get why they have that scene where he blows up their, like, mother... They're like adoptive mother, and like he's like standing maniacally laughing, and it's like, well, how do we get from there to like there? Like, what happened? Did he not get like an extra treat that like Vash got during like dinner?
Exactly. Listen, man. When your space orphans ask for Space McDonald's, you get them Space McDonald's, okay? Or else you get knives.
You got me the girl toy. I'm gonna destroy the entire colony.
I asked for a kid's meal. I asked for a happy meal, not a kid's meal.
Okay. I have some stuff I want to talk about, like sort of almost smaller stuff about like the episode 8.
Also, real quick.
Yeah.
Brad and the people in that colony were the biggest dicks on the planet.
Okay, I was about to bring that up. I like Brad's first thought is like, this stupid small child ran off when the ship exploded. What a dumbass child. He left his friends behind to die. This like 5-year-old child. Who just lost his entire family. Dumbass fucking child.
Like, they just locked him up with no, like, with barely a room, and the people are just like passing by. It's like, oh man, he's disgusting. It's like, he looks like a 10-year-old kid.
he's a kid. So why is like, what is the name? That's her name, Luida. Luida. Thank you. Like the only decent person in that colony. I will say though, I do like Brad. I like how later on his like him being a jackass, like sort of developed more him being like sort of tough love sort of thing. I like how he stuck up for him even though he didn't want to admit it and stuff like that. Like I like those type of characters where they like tough exterior but like soft interior. I was honestly shocked that these two didn't die by the end of the episode. I will say that.
Seriously,
I was so shocked that it was, like, went back into the future and they're alive. And I'm like, this anime has so much restraint, not killing off two like essentially parents. Like,
I literally thought like Knives was about to like murder both of them. The second like he was in the same vicinity of them. Also, like, again, like, sorry, I forgot my train of thought.
There you go.
But I do also find it funny that there are no other children in this universe too. Like, the other thing is that also. Yeah. They just crash landed there. If they were there for like a few months or so, or just like long enough to be really panicked about it, then maybe they can start distrusting people. But you would think that like at this moment in time, they would be just like, "Oh my god, are you okay? Do you need help? Where are you from? What's your job?" Instead of just like, "Look at this little freaking dwarf freak."
Also, Luida,
he hasn't even hit puberty yet.
Luida, amazing animations on her. She had all these little details. Like, I love when she was sitting like on the chair, like Riker style backwards. And it was like rocking on it, and it's just like it says like a lot about her character without like doing stuff. Or like, I love the little nudge she gives Brad, and then Brad gives that same nudge to the Doctor to like visually tell us like how much like Brad has sort of grown in that short sequence just by like the little like animation languages. It's really cool. I love the 3D animations in this. They do a lot to help the characters, whereas anime I'm used to them just being very like boring about it.
Dude, this has some of the best character animation, not just action animation, just character animation. You have so many little quirks and like quips with characters, and they're always super like Meryl moves. No one else moves like Meryl. No one else moves like Roberto. No one else moves like Vash. And the fact that it's so consistent is so amazing. Like, if you're watching most anime, all the dudes have the same run cycle. All of the chicks have the same run cycle. If you're lucky. But like the fact that everyone is so varied in this, it's so nice.
There's so much like personality with each of the characters, like the way they move. It's great.
For
me, sad. I was gonna say this is the sad. Like, it's almost sad because I kind of wish there was less talking about the world building, and it was just like the characters just walking through stuff and just and us just learning about stuff through the environment. Less like exposition dumps, and it was just like a journey kind of show, sort of.
That's like taking someone out on a date and saying, "Hey, can you wear a paper bag, please?"
I love your personality.
I love everything else about you. Yeah, you have a great personality, but like, or I guess the opposite. Right? Can you just not talk?
Not talk.
Yeah, it's the opposite. It's the opposite. Can you just not talk? Yeah, exactly. Man, I was gonna say something, but I forgot.
They had a really dumb cliche where
third act breakup.
Vash happens to happens to be by the room when they're talking about him, and also they make the wild assumption after being 5 years with him that he's like a traitor.
Yeah,
and they they say this out loud, and they do it because they want to get Vash out of the thing to find knives. But I would have liked them to do that more organically, or maybe even like Luidia leaves something in his room, and he goes back to return it to her, so it goes to the lab. But then that's when he sees them talking shit about him.
Right.
But they do that whole like very cliche character happens to be listening at the right moment and then leaves.
Also, another question I just thought of. What the hell kind of crew leaves your ship's self-destruct codes to two 10-year-olds? Like, you would think that it would take, you would think neither of them would have, outside of, managing the plants, they would have absolutely no authority whatsoever. You would think, they would just be, on support. You would not, I cannot imagine a single reason to give them, kill all human button privileges.
Yeah.
The more I just think about the decision making skills of these people, the humans in the series, I started to think it's all a lie. It's not that they destroyed the planet. It's that all the people who failed natural selection were ejected from Earth and they were sent off far away.
Earth is still fine. It's like a utopia right now. This is told all the people who are stupid. Yeah. It's like this is the planet that Elon Musk made after he died. They're actually on Mars, and this is the Musk colony.
This is Mars.
I love the fact that there was a perfectly habitable planet right next to them too, right before it all went down. Dude, that's actually that goes into what you call it, Knives' incompetence too, because he could have if he had waited a few more weeks to nuke everything, he could have been on the nice lush green moon instead of the shitty desert planet.
That's crazy how true that is. That is insane how true that is. Oh my god. That's so true. That's actually a big plot hole in my opinion.
Wait,
honestly.
What was the plot hole again? Can you say that again?
They were right next to a lush green planet. Oh, yeah. And if Knives had waited a little bit longer to try to press the kill all humans button, he could have had him and the plants on a way nicer environment.
Wait, there was a better environment?
Yeah, there's a giant moon kind of thing next to him, unless I'm going insane.
I mean, maybe it's not habitable for other reasons. I don't know.
Oh, I that's not what I thought you meant. I thought you were saying that if he had just waited until like the humans had landed and like, you know, terraformed that planet and then killed them all. I thought that's what you were saying. It's like, yeah, that's so true, actually.
Yeah.
And like, why did you pull the trigger that soon? Like, that's you're just not thinking at all. Yeah.
Plus, he blew up the ship. Like, I'm pretty sure the plants would have taken a hit too.
Yeah.
Wait, if they couldn't take, Wait, that's really dumb on his. Okay, it's like if we're in a we really got kidnapped by like some people, right? And we're hostages, and like on our way to move locations, we like take a bomb and blow up the van, and we're just out in like the middle of the desert or something.
If we're lucky.
Yeah. Like between like Vegas and California or something, and we're just in like the Mojave. I'm like, great.
Oh my god.
Also, why does nobody raid these places? Especially the greenhouse place. They have like 2 people on duty.
I have to imagine they're either moving or I think they said they had like a giant sandstorm that was protecting them constantly, so that does help a little bit.
It didn't work when bugs came in and kidnapped people.
Yeah, I think the impression I got is that they're hidden, like that place is hidden. Okay. But yeah, you're right. It doesn't make sense that right after that, I mean, if they're hidden, why would they like conveniently when the plot needs it, the worms attack, you know?
To be fair, I'm not sure if a lot of these bandits in this universe are too bright. They're probably just walking into that area and just like, what's with all this green carpeting? There's no food here. I'm out.
If it's bug accessible though, I feel like there's something wrong. And I know that they kidnap two grown humans.
Like
one with a gun.
Like they're trying to get like they're after Vash, and Vash is a pacifist, so they could have probably just dragged him along, and he probably would have been cool with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those 2 keep getting kidnapped. They need to stop. Well, one of them is going to stop.
One of them is going to stop forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Question. Do you guys think he's gonna die? I actually believed it, but then I was like, wait a minute, anime. He's not.
I think he's dead, or either that, or the Foundation, or whatever the fuck they're called, are going to take him and make him into a monster or something like that.
Oh my god, he's going to get turned into an anime pretty boy and have to fight the main characters.
I mean, I'm kind of sad to see Roberto go, because I kind of liked Roberto.
Same,
he was one of my favorite characters, too.
I would have liked it better if Wolfwood died, honestly. I care less about him.
But he's pretty.
Roberto dying made me realize that I think Meryl is actually the main character of Trigun Stampede, because it made me recontextualize how the whole series is presented, because you start off with Meryl and you learn about everything you learn about, like all the backstory stuff, all of that, it's with Meryl, right? Also, so I feel like, and like, sorry, just
go ahead.
And then with like Roberto dying, like this is like the last part of like, you know, her character arc, and like now we're heading into the final the final act of the show. So this made me think, oh wow, maybe this is actually Meryl's story.
I think it's more like a C-3PO and R2-D2 situation, to where there's 2 side characters that are our introduction into like the main elements of the show, but not necessarily focused around them. They're just kind of like our viewpoint characters. I think they definitely have the most interesting like about them than like, I think Vash is pretty like understandable. Like pretty like, you know, I know what he is, but these 2 I think I liked watching a bit more, honestly.
I think they carried the I wish they were a closer knit group, because like Roberto dying, that should have been an event they were all there for. I think they all work together. Like, if you just join them all together as a quartet, I think they work great. But I think if you separate the 2 out to like the fighters and like the brain characters, I think Meryl and Roberto are much stronger characters.
Yeah.
Also, I hate the scene where he died. Not because he died, it's just like the scene prior, that little like demon girl gets a cut on her arm, and Vash is like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And she's just crying out like crazy. Meanwhile, Roberto has like an entire like nail in his gut. Yeah. It's just like, Yeah, I'm good. Don't worry about me.
I
Where's my
hate
booze?
I hate Jar Girl. I hate her. I hate. Stop making evil children. Stop it. I
Oh,
hate her.
also, she's a boy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went on the wiki.
Okay.
I was reading the summary, and apparently he's a boy.
I thought it was genderless, female.
Wait, are you
presenting.
talking? Wait, are you talking about the worm?
No, I'm talking about the nail person, the one that
Yeah.
fires nails out of thin air, I guess.
Oh, okay, my bad. Oh, yeah, I was talking about the worm.
Oh, the worm is okay. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
yeah, I see what you're saying now.
I swear to God, the second she started oh, what? Are you gonna shoot me? Oh, I really wanted him just to pull the trigger. I knew it wouldn't do anything, but it would just been a fun little character moment.
I like that a lot because that was so realistic. Because I feel like any show, a show would just play it straight, right? And would just be like, oh, you're gonna shoot me, right? But in real life, someone who's actually that actually that has reason to be that confident would play around and be like, oh, I'm so scared, right?
Yeah.
and then in real life, the person holding the gun also would react would not react and would just be like, yeah, I know what you're doing. But I feel like in a show, if it's played straight, the guy holding the gun would be freaking out. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, I do like the idea that he knew it wasn't gonna work, and he was just buying time, just letting her villain rant for the elevator, just waiting for the elevator.
That was
I think he was
contrived to me. I was like, oh
yeah.
my goodness, just kill him already. She could have killed them so easily.
I think the implication was she'd be able to easily block it or something.
Yeah.
You know, that's the impression I got. She wasn't actually in any real danger. Or else she wouldn't have done it, because she seems pretty cowardly. But can we back it up for a second? We can get back to her because I hate her, and we'll talk about that more. But why are you showing two reporters around your top secret base?
They need someone to talk to. Okay, listen. They're trying to rewrite humanity. They need a good PR team, and I would trust Meryl and Roberto with my life.
You don't even show them the
PR.
good version of it. You're here's our weird test tube mutants.
Here's our murder lab. This is where we murder all the children.
Here's our table that we haven't even cleaned off. We left the blood on there.
That's so true.
We've never cleaned this.
That's true because if they escape, now they have the biggest story ever.
Right. If you're gonna kill them, why bother? if they're bait, for which I'm guessing that's my assumption that they're bait. Why show them your secret plans anyways? Why not just keep them as bait? Why are you doing this?
Listen,
it's for us. It's for us.
It's for us, yeah, totally. But you could have thought of maybe the we get an angle from the scientist who's a bit more pragmatic and more he's genuine and being I think what we're doing is great, and I want you reporters to see this so that you can tell the rest of the world that what we're doing is good. But I don't even get that impression because he shows them the most fucked up shit. Possible.
He's just yes, we experiment on orphans and sick people, but don't worry, they will have died from being poor anyway. So
here's the Xbox room where all the mutant orphans play Mario Party and stuff on the Xbox somehow.
On the Xbox.
Because it's the future.
Here's
the photos. No, here's our weird mutant room of volatile... And they react accordingly. They're like, "Yeah, fuck you." Also, I like the scene where Roberto burps during his.
I love how he just has seriously? I love how Roberto just has no reactions. Yeah, another murder dungeon.
Well, because he is he's made up his mind too. He's I'm not buying anything this guy does. To the point where he burps during his monologue. It's great. I'm gonna miss him.
I mean, yeah, that's what I like about Roberto because, if it was up to him, he'd be alive and well, man. He would have been off this train a long time ago. And he legitimately saved her life so many times.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's cool. He's a cool character.
It gives Meryl something to think about, too, about how her attitudes kind of led to the death of, a very close friend, right? Which I hope the show explores a bit of, because I've been saying this the entire time about Vash, where it's I wish there's more introspection about how his pacifism hurts everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, her gun ho willingness to go in actually has consequences. But yeah, go on.
No, I mean I was just gonna say that I don't think I don't think Roberto's dead, or at least maybe he'll die or something, but he'll come back to life. Pretty much by the end of the show, he's going to be alive. I think.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I think I wouldn't be surprised if they kept him dead either.
Yeah, same.
Okay. All right.
I liked when he
anything else?
died, when you can hear his gun drop. It didn't show him dying, but you heard his gun drop, which indicated that he had no more strength left in him, and he dropped his gun. I liked that a little bit, because there was like a cool storytelling thing where you make the audio make it clear what happened, while still focusing on Meryl's face, because that's the main thing we're focusing on, is her emotions to it. It was great. There's some good directing decisions here. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like I said, visuals top notch. 10 out of 10 easily.
I hate Jar Girl. I just in case we're close to ending this, I just want to bring up I don't like Jar Girl.
Yes.
I hate her. I don't like. Stop making your kids do like evil things. Why does she sound like an adult? First of all.
Question. Would you rather spend an afternoon with Jar Girl or Million Knives?
I would kill myself. In Minecraft.
Correct answer.
I would be fine with Knives. I feel like he would just stick to himself and just play piano all day. I feel like Jar Girl wouldn't shut the hell up.
Yeah. She's doing the whole creepy anime girl thing. I don't like it.
Come play with us, Vashi.
Pretty much. I don't know. I really wanted her to die, but I know they weren't going to do it because I think she's so cool.
I wouldn't put it past them. I feel like she is. They don't kill off many villains in this show now that I think about it. At least directly.
Not main ones. The villains of the week they kill off all the time.
Yeah, fair enough.
I honestly think they're all going to come back alive at the end. For some reason, I believe that.
Maybe you're right.
They find the Dragon Balls and they use it to populate the entire planet.
Also, these cops are so shit. They were like looking for. Okay, so because like they were looking for Million Knives, right?
Right.
He goes around destroying things. He's like, there's an elevator that goes up to him.
The call was coming from inside the house.
Yeah. He's like literally like within. He's like right below you. I don't below above. I don't know.
Yeah, these really were the worst of humanity, man.
Yep.
I like the scene.
Oh my god, they just like they just did like a giant misinformation campaign, and they just like herd them all into the spaceships and just let them off. Like Earth is just perfectly fine.
They're not. Plot twist, they're not even on Earth. They're like in the Sahara Desert. Oh man.
Just the giants, like in the future, they just convert the Sahara Desert into a giant soundstage.
It's like the Hunger Games or something.
Yeah. I feel like the biggest problem with this show is this sort of like kind of I think a lot of it is like a lot of the crutch of the show is on the supposed tragedy between Knives and Vash. But I've still not bought it. I think like at least they gave him a motivation now, but I'm still not. I don't think it's that like interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll find out, or do you think this is it?
I think that this is it. Like I don't think there's anything really too much more that like they have planned that'll make it like super interesting. But like the crutch of the show is like essentially relying on us to be like, it's so tragic how these two brothers are like pitted against each other and how one of them's evil and one of them's good and stuff like that. But I just think Knives is too ridiculous.
Yeah. Like a lot of their like feelings and worldviews don't have a really strong establishment, or like there's no reason for them to be like they are. Like there's no real reason for Vash to be hyper pacifistic, and there's no real reason for Knives to be hyper psycho.
I just realized Knives and Vash are like wannabe Naruto and Sasuke.
Holy shit! Seriously, holy fuck!
Well, actually, I don't know. When did the original Trigun come out?
Trigun came. Oh my god, they're proto Naruto and Sasuke.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
That's
okay.
awesome. Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say I'm just gonna repeat what I said before, which is that I actually do have interest in seeing the original because I feel like it's better. I feel like it's probably better, and I can imagine this being a good story if it just didn't get so weird with the way they formatted the plot.
That's something I noticed on. I looked up the ratings for the show are kind of lower than the original. Like the original has like a lot better ratings than this one. So maybe it is really good.
To be fair, so I will say that I think this is a really great adaptation because I'm enjoying it and it really makes me want to check out the original.
Yeah.
But I will also say there's a lot of irrational CG, like not irrational but knee-jerk hatred towards CG anime, and this being a remake. So there's probably a lot of people out there who are just like, 3D, new, bad.
Right.
Yeah.
But also real quick. Trigun came out in 1995 and wrapped up in 1997. Naruto came out in 1999, so proto Naruto and Sasuke.
Okay, maybe so. All right, is there anything else you guys want to say?
I'm good.
I thought the greenhouse scene was neat. I like seeing other colors. I think the environments this time. I'm glad to see something else other than.
That's
desert.
true. Yeah, that's true.
And I really liked Meryl's whole reaction to like seeing that much, because I even realized that they didn't know what plants were.
Yeah,
like actual
In fact,
plants.
You'd kind of think she'd be like, she wouldn't run up to it and be like, "Whoa, this is so cool." I think she might be like, "What is this?
Scared.
This is weird."
Yeah,
scared. You know,
that's true.
Or creeped out. I feel like if I never saw a plant before, I'd be kind of creeped out.
I would just assume it was just carpeting.
Especially if someone told me it was alive. You know?
I think we could assume with this character they were in like a comforting environment, so they like could probably assume that whatever was in there was just cool and good rather than bad because they're used to seeing like weird fucked up shit all the time. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think Roberto should have been the one that was like, "What the hell is this shit? I don't trust it. It's
Can
evil.
I smoke it?
Can I smoke it?
Can I smoke it?" Yeah, they got weed in there. It's like, oh wow, oh my god, I need to. All of a sudden, I really care about terraforming this planet.
Wait, yeah, does the planet have like tobacco and stuff?
Let's not ask
tobacco.
Let's not ask questions, Matt.
Dude, they were
no, because he's smoking, right?
Yeah. He was they were using the plants to make tobacco, the humanoid magic plants.
You take the dried up shriveled ones and you wrap them up and
they're smoking them. It's weed.
The joint, yeah.
Like Knives just like watched all of his people just die out, and the dude next to him's like, "Don't worry, we're gonna make some dank hash with them."
All right. I think that's all I have to say.
Final ratings.
Oh wait, one more thing. I liked how the evil scientist dude had like a little bit. You could tell he had a little bit of respect for like Luidia or the and like her whole like it wasn't like she's stupid and I hate her, right? It was like we're just trying to save the world in our own ways.
I like how he's the antagonist, but he's sort of civil about it. Like most scientists are like, "Oh, you're weak, and this weakness will be purged." No, it's like, okay, you have your views, I have mine. You want to grow plants, I want to make bio people. We both have our own feelings. I respect that.
He's like the only interesting antagonist in like a sea of just edgelords. It feels like he has a daycare of like edgelord children that he's like taking care of, and they're like, "I want to destroy all of humanity," and he's like, "Okay, bud."
Yep, we'll destroy all of them, son. You're good. You can totally do it.
We got him. You got it. Hey, stop trying to kill the reporters. I just brought him in here. You know what are you talking about? This whole like, oh, you don't assume things. It's different for them. You fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Why are you getting pissed at that? Sorry, I hate her.
Ratings, I would give it the 8, 9, 10. I would actually give it like a 7.5 or 8 out of 10.
Yep, collectively for me, I think 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah,
Moment of truth, Matt.
I think 7 is fair. I think these episodes are pretty good.
Oh, okay.
They're like a lot better than the other ones, but this was ordered all weirdly.
Yeah.
The way they chose to reveal this information, because things still aren't clear about the world building. But at the start, they were like, it was non-existent. But here, at least we now have a little bit more structure, and that's appreciated. At least I know Knives has a motivation besides kill all humans, which actually it's still that, but you know.
when the worms attacked that dome was the first time I actually felt like caring. I was like, oh my god, like because it puts their plan of like terraforming the planet in danger, right? I was like, oh no. And that's like episode what, 9, 10? Was that episode 10?
And I liked Botanist Lady and Brad. I liked them.
Yeah.
That was a good little.
Brad.
It was a good little segment. I like that. But yeah,
I'd ship it.
I ship it. Botanist and Brad.
All right. So that has been our review of episodes 8 through 10 of Trigun Stampede. Next week will be 11. Thank you for watching, and see you then.
Stay safe, stay thirsty, and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.